Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. Hope all is well. Thanks to you guys for tuning. I appreciate it very much. Look, in saying that, if you're new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm just a rugby league dude. You know, as you can see, the flag's behind me, Warriors fan. But in saying that, I just love talking about rugby league in general, in total, and all that good stuff there. But again, I do a lot of other content as well pertaining to rugby league. Like I said, just a dude who loves his league. That's all. But in saying that, I've got a water catch. Hit the intro. Alright guys, so as you know, the title is different. It has nothing associated to the Warriors. It's the finals. But it's another team. That's right. I've decided to actually try and follow one of the teams in the 8 and actually sort of just follow their journey, and obviously in saying that, follow them up to the point they're eliminated or win the premiership. So we'll just see how we go there. I've decided to pick the Penrith Panthers. That's right, the Penrith Panthers, who were knocked out in the grand final last season, right? So now I look at this as a journey or anything, a road to redemption. But in saying that, I'm going to be going through the team list, giving you guys my thoughts on key players, and then looking at the Rabbitohs as well. And then sort of ending with a, sort of like my prediction as well as conclusion. So let's get into it. So for Team List Tuesday, the Penrith Panthers have with them Edwards in the fullback, and then for the wings is Crichton as well as To'o. For the centres, they've got Momorovski as well as Burton. For the halves, they have Cleary and Luai, and then for the props, they've got Leota as well as James Fisher-Harris, and then for the hooking position is Koroisau. For the second rows, they've got Kikau as well as Capel, and then for the lock, they've got Yo. For the bench, they've got Kenny, Leniu, David Tapangai Jr., as well as Liam Martin. And then for the reserves, they have Eisenhuth, Tago, Staines, as well as Naden. And that is their squad there. Now, I guess first things first, my thoughts overall. Obviously, Penrith Panthers have fielded a very strong squad, in my opinion, particularly in the forwards. And obviously, you've got Nathan Cleary there, who I think is jumping from, rise to rise in regards to what they're doing, what he's doing, sorry. And again, looking at their backs as well. I think for me personally, though, my own personal opinion, the backs are probably one of the weaker points of the Penrith Panthers. Granted, they do attack well, but I think a lot of it is orchestrated by Cleary, who usually gets some of the forwards involved. You usually have Kikau thereabouts, or even on the odd occasion, you'll see Leota as well. But in saying that, you've got Brian To'o there, Crichton out in the wing is interesting too, and then Momorovski as well as Burton, who has been delivering well in that centre position. In saying that, look for that Cleary and Luai sort of combination to try and do some things, obviously try and rattle the opposition. Opposite them is, as we know, Walker and Reynolds, who are, by no means no easy slouches themselves. They're very experienced, and Reynolds too carries a lot of very good pedigree with him as a player. Obviously, another sort of key thing to look at for the Penrith Panthers is their bench. Kenny, Leniu, David Tapangai Jr. as well as Martin. They sort of bring on the added punch, particularly David Tapangai Jr., who I think is the added 1-2 combo that they need. Working off the back of Kikau, and James Fisher-Harris is just a very good combination, plus Leota, Capel, and then you've got Yo is there as well. Overall, though, in saying that, I think it's a generally good, strong squad. Like I said, though, my thoughts on it generally, I do think, though, the backs generally, particularly, I don't know, just sometimes I don't think they probably click on as much as they should. But in saying that, when they do, it can be quite devastating for the opposition. Now, looking at this, I have already mentioned some of the opposition there. You've got Taff as well, who will be playing fullback, and then Walker, Reynolds, as I mentioned. You've got Golomatangi, Su'a, you've got Arrow, you've got Murray. Again, a plethora of these players here. Now, the improvements of the Penrith Panthers. Now, their last game, they won. Start off just a little bit scratchy, but at the end, they got the job done and done well, winning that game there. In saying that too, I guess for me, sort of like an improvement, I think just seeing how they sort of go with Cleary and Luai, again, I think that's probably the pinnacle for me in regards to their key sort of focal points as a team. For them, it is definitely a Cleary-Luai combination, obviously, because Cleary is good at carrying the team around, but in saying that Luai as well can be very good with his ad-lib, but I think a lot of the time he needs to click, and when he clicks, it's right. And if he doesn't, though, obviously in saying that Cleary is such a player that he can just sort of usually carry the team anyway. Another thought as well, again, is sort of like the backs. Now, To'o runs insane meters every single game. My thoughts in particular, though, regarding the backs is trying to see what combinations they can sort of create, particularly as they, try and pass out wide. Now, they've got a very good cut pass game, particularly from Luai. So, again, how will he gel with some of the second row forwards? And like I said as well, overall, though, it is a good team. Now, as we sort of look at the key players, I'll be looking at Penrith Panthers first, and I'll be going to the Rabbitohs. So for the Penrith Panthers, you've got To'o, you've got Cleary, Luai as mentioned, and I think you've got James Fisher-Harris as well as David Tapangai Jr., and you might throw in Yo there as well, and Burton. I think overall those are sort of like the players there that you'll be looking to add some punch, particularly with To'o as well, using him as a just absolute tank of a player, and he absolutely does deliver well, and is someone to watch, I think, anyway, as he just runs around, just runs amok. He's a good player to watch. And then for the Rabbitohs, you've got Walker, you've got Reynolds, you've got Gagai, you've also got their forward pack too, which I think is that's where the battle will be. I think anyway, the majority it's gonna be that forward pack battle. So you've got Kolomatangi, Tatola, Su'a, Murray, Cook, Nichols, Cook from the dummy half, and then obviously got Burgess and Arrows and Host as well coming off the bench, was a very good thing. But look, some of the key players though, sorry, I just named off the forwards there. The key players for me, you've got Benji Marshall, that experience, that just that longevity, the player he is, what he means to the game. One of them, you got the halves as well as mentioned. You got Gagai as well as Johnston. I look at him, that battle between him and I believe To'o, I think they're actually opposing each other. That is going to be a very good game to watch there. And then you've got Graham, as mentioned before. And I think for the forwards, again, look for Murray and Arrow. Particularly Arrow will be interesting to see what he can do off the bench. Those are some of the key players there. But in saying that, generally speaking, I do think, as I said before, the forward pack battle is going to be the one. That's where it's going to be won, I do believe. So it's one of those games where it's going to be that typical battle of attrition, as we've all come, become used to seeing. So in saying that, we're going to get sort of closer to the conclusion. But anytime try scorer, look for me. For the Penrith Panthers, I'm going to be picking. I think I'm going to go with Luai for this one here. Anytime try scorer, and then for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, I'm going to be picking Kolomatangi as the try scorer there. So there you go. Those are my two there. All right, and so the predictions, right? So as we sort of come into that part of the game, where we see how it pans out. Obviously, whoever loses this, they still get a chance. So it's not over yet. However, in saying that, if things sort of work out the way they do, if Penrith Panthers do win, they could potentially be suiting up against possibly, either Manly or the Storm, depending on that game and how that sort of concludes, and all that other stuff that happens in between. So you could see that. Look, in saying that, I do believe that Penrith Panthers will still have the bite here. They did beat the Rabbitohs previously in their previous encounter in round 23. That was 25 points to 12 there. Look, in saying that, like I said, I do believe Penrith Panthers will pull this off here. And the tipping for me, the prediction, I think it'll be a tight game somewhat. I think Penrith Panthers will win this game 24 points to 18. That's what I think. So 24 points to 18. They just get the job done. But again, just remember with the Rabbitohs, they don't have their full strength squad, particularly when you add in the fact that Latrell Mitchell's not playing, as we know. So again, that could vary again in gap. But in saying that, I do think Penrith Panthers should pull this off. But again, with Latrell Mitchell not being in the squad, I do think it definitely does hamper. it just it doesn't do well. It doesn't bode well for the Rabbitohs, particularly as he is a main focal point of their attack, and I believe he is definitely one of the better attacking fullbacks in the game, and he's definitely one of the most physical, which is you know, sort of like an attribute we already know that comes with Latrell Mitchell. But I'm saying that with him not being part of that team there, I don't think it bodes well for them at all. But Penrith Panthers for me. And just to sort of conclude this game, you know, as I sort of touched on before with Latrell Mitchell, I do think it is definitely the road to redemption for the Penrith Panthers, and it all starts now in this kickoff here, right, against the Rabbitohs as they verse them. Rabbitohs again, they're a squad that will be shy of a good halfback when the season's all said and done, regardless of the outcome there. So again, for them, I think it is really just throwing everything and the kitchen sink at the wall and seeing what happens. But yeah, look, all the best to them in their campaign. But yeah, like I said, with Penrith Panthers, I do think this is the time for them to strike. If there was any moment, it's right now. And again, Penrith Panthers fans, those who are watching, or even Warrior fans, you know, again, tell me what you guys think. You're probably looking at this and you're probably not really a fan that I've picked the Panthers. Well, you know, it's either them or Manly. And yeah, I thought, yeah, why not? Let's try Penrith Panthers. And again, it is sort of like a different thing, obviously. If the Warriors ever make the 8, there's just no way I'm picking another team. But I thought, you know what, the Warriors there, let's try something different. So yeah, I've got Penrith Panthers here to win this game. And in saying that, like I said, it's a road to redemption for them. It's a road to redemption. It's time for them to show what they're made of. Things I think are just peaking for them. I think they're peaking right now at the right time. So whether that'll carry them all the way, I'm not sure. You'll find out though, because I'll be doing the reaction. And like I said, I'll be following them game by game. But in saying that, guys, that is enough for now. Give me guys your thoughts, your predictions. What do you think? Who are your sort of players to look out for? Again, it's a bit of a different sort of an avenue to approach this, but in saying that, hey, why not? Rugby league, you know what I mean? We love it. We love talking about it. But in saying that, guys, yeah, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you're new. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, obviously, all that good stuff there. And yeah, I'm always free for a yarn. I'll be engaging and commenting and replying to your comments too, guys. Apologies for not doing so. But in saying that, take it easy. I'll see you guys next time. And if, hey, the Penrith Panthers, what they're to do, hold the ball. See you guys next time. Take it easy.